Hey everybody! For this edition of Tips and Tricks, we're going to talk joining. So there's lots of different ways to join a new ball of yarn, but today we're going to talk about 3 of my favorite ways to do that. So let's get started. First up, rush and join. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to take your tail piece of your yarn, the ball that's ending, you're going to thread it through a tapestry needle. And now what you need to do is you need to open up this ply because you're going to run your needle through that ply. So you're going to open it up, you're going to find the center, and you're going to start running your needle through the center. The longer you run it, the sturdier your joint. I'm going to go about the length of my needle. All right, and now I'm going to pull the needle all the way through. But it's important that this loop that I'm creating, I need to keep that loop. So I'm going to hold on to that part so I don't lose it. I'm going to pull that all the way through. So I still have my little loop here at the end. And I'm going to pull this nice and tight. And you see I still have this loop here on the end. So now the second part of this join is to take your new ball, take the end, you're going to go ahead and you're going to thread your tapestry needle like so. And now you're going to find that loop and you're going to thread the new ball through that loop. And now you're going to do the same thing with the new ball. So again, we're going to unply it or twist the plies open, really. And you're going to insert your needle through the center of those plies. Okay, and now again, we're just going to pull this all the way through. This time we don't need to worry about keeping a hold of the loop since it's already looped through the other one. All right, now we're going to go ahead and pull apart on those. And you can actually take the shorter ends and kind of tug on those to kind of close up the loops a little bit. And then when you're all done, you'll just trim these ends, the short ends right here. My green one already seems short enough. And that is how you do the rush and join. And you're ready to keep on knitting. Number 2 is the magic knot. So you have your tail end of the yarn that is the end of the first ball, and now you have the second ball that you're getting ready to join. So you're gonna take that end, and what I like to do for this one to make sure that I'm doing it right is I like to lay this one out so my tail is to the right, and then I take the new one and I make a U laying over it. So this end is on the left, The first ball is on the right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up the end of the first ball and I'm going to over top of the new one knot this end on itself. Go ahead and tie my knot. This one is coming underneath and back over with my second ball, and over the first ball, I'm going to make a knot. Now I'm going to take my ends and I'm going to pull, and you will see that the knots will go and meet each other. And I'm going to pull that pretty taut. And with this knot, as indicated by its name, is kind of magical. You can trim these ends down as close as you can to the knot itself. And I can tug on this and it is not going anywhere. So you can even actually probably trim those down even a little bit further to really get rid of any little ends going on. And again, that knot's not going anywhere and you're ready to keep on knitting. Number 3 is definitely the simplest, but it does require you to still weave in some ends. So I like to start my round with the ball that's ending, and then with my second stitch, I will add the second ball. So I'm just gonna make a loop, loop it around my needle, and I knit with that second stitch with the new ball. Now my third stitch, I will go back to the first ball. And for a few stitches here, I'm just gonna alternate between my first and my second ball. And once I've done it a couple times, I'll go ahead and just start knitting the rest of the round with the second ball. So I think that because of the way that it runs the ladders across the back, it keeps it a little bit neater than just adding the second ball and just continuing to knit with that. I think alternating just allows the ladders to do what they're supposed to do, and it makes it look more seamless. So those are the 3 ways that I like to join new balls of yarn. There's loads of different ways, but those are 3 of my favorites and I wanted to share them with you, and I hope that you find them helpful and useful. All right, thanks so much for watching.